Hey guys, so this video is going to be for Thursday's class that we should have had live, but we are not because of math testing. So this will be for September 10th, 2020. I hope all of you are having a wonderful day and your map sessions are going seamlessly with no issues. And know that I miss each and every one of you. I miss our live sessions, and I can't wait to see you guys on Monday so we can get back to what we were doing before with these live sessions. I really don't like making videos like this just because I'm kind of just like talking to myself, really. But it's fine. It is what it is, and I hope you view this video and you take what we learned today and apply it to what we're going to be doing today. So like I always show you whenever you come in, I always have our learning target, right? What's our objective? Like what are we doing? What are we here for, right? So basically you're going to be able to explain how to use information that is given to you to write an equation, and then from there we can solve that equation to basically answer the question that we were looking for in the first place. Okay. The agenda, well, hopefully you have already completed your do now. It is a Kahoot game. I wanted to make it a tiny bit more fun. So if you have not done the do now, please just stop this video, pause it where it is right now, go to Schoology and work on the do now for week 4 in the Thursday folder. And then once you do the do now, just come on back and pick up where you left off, okay? If you've done the do now, you're good to go, awesome. Just keep with me here, all right? We're going to look at some worksheet that I kind of wanted to dig a little bit deeper into equations with the variables on both sides, writing the equation and then solving it. I think so I don't know if we're still kind of struggling solving for a variable with, on both sides, what have you. We just keep practicing. And of course, we have an independent practice assignment in Schoology, as well as our exit ticket that I use for attendance. I think this one is probably pretty important because I use this for attendance. So if anyone, that's probably the one to do for attendance purposes. Of course, that is not all. Of course, I do take grades, so everything is important. But for attendance purposes, just because we are not like on campus and everything is virtual, please make sure to do the exit tickets because that's what I use for attendance, okay? Please, if you need your math journal, have it ready. And of course, pen and paper so you can work some stuff out, okay? So let's talk about this rational numbers worksheet. So I'm actually going to go into Schoology right now. So let me pull up my Schoology screen. Hopefully you all see it. All right, awesome. So you all should be viewing your Thursday folder for Schoology. The information that's in this folder is grayed out just because notice they're not published yet. I pushed them out either that morning or like right before you have your class. I don't like to give you the information beforehand. I just don't like doing that. So again, here's that do now that you should have done already. And then here is that worksheet that I'm talking about. So if I open it, you're gonna see the worksheet and you're gonna be able to complete it for me. And mine looks a lot different from yours just because mine's like the teacher view or whatever. So once I open up the Google slide, you're gonna see something like this, right? You're gonna see like a box that I shaded with yellow, and it kind of looks intimidating, but don't worry, I'm gonna help you out. I'm basically gonna help you answer this first long rectangle and then the box underneath. What I really want from you all is to answer this question completely. I want it to be complete sentences, not just like yes, no, maybe, I don't know. I don't accept I don't know answers, especially with this honors class. I know you can do it. I know you are a smart group of young women and young men. So, excuse me, if this document is too small for you to see, just because I really have a hard time seeing this. What you can do is you can press on this little magnifying glass that says zoom, right? You click on it and then you'll see your cursor is now a magnifying glass, and you just kind of tap on it, right? And then it basically zoomed you in. And notice you still have the cursor. So I tapped on it once, and I'm gonna go back and press on it again. And now I'm back to my little like cursor, regular cursor, where I can move this up and down. So I think that's probably the best thing to do is just zoom it in once and you're good to go. And then you can be able to see the information, it's enlarged for you. So this is what we're going to be working on today. This is all we did. I know yesterday's video was a lot, especially with the least common multiple with fractions and finding the power of 10 with decimals. I know that that was a really long video, and if you saw it and you watched it, I thank you so much for listening to my voice for however long that was. It was a lot, and I apologize, but it was a lot of good information for you, and I think it's important for you to know how to solve those type of problems, right? I'm here to teach you, but also I'm here to kind of give you shortcuts and things like that. I do know a lot of shortcuts, and I will be sharing those with you. As the farther we get into this 7th grade. All right. So like I said, I'm gonna help you fill out this orange, this yellow rectangle, and then this one at the bottom. So those are going to be filled out by us. What I really want is for you to answer is this one, but you're going to answer that one later on, and then you're going to submit it to me, turn it in, you're good to go. Okay, so that's that worksheet that I'm talking about. All right, so if we go back into Zoom, into our folder for Schoology, and now we have, I went too far, sorry guys. Here's our Thursday folder. Okay. It's going. I'm sorry. All right. And then we have our independent practice, which I should probably move it. Independent practice. And then, of course, we end the day with our exit ticket. So that's all we're doing today. So I try to keep this one an easy day. Like I said, yesterday's video was a lot, and it was a pretty heavy topic, which I really wish we were in class to do, but it is what it is. I have to still teach you, and at least I got the video up there for you all to learn. Okay, so now let me move over to this document that I want us to look at, which is this one right here. Awesome. So this is the document that you will have in Schoology. Just notice mine is basically, if we were in school, this is what I would probably hand out to each and every one of you, is this paper, but we cannot because we are virtual. So everything has to be digital and things like that. So I had to be creative when I saw this. So it is what it is, right? Okay, so let me read the scenario that they give us. All right, and what we're gonna do is two things. The first one is we are going to we're going to write an equation based on the situation they gave us. So that's going to be the first thing we're going to do together. And then the second thing is we're going to solve for it. We're going to solve that equation. We're going to solve the question that we're looking for. Okay. So if we look at the situation they give us, which is this information here, this is what they give us. All right, so let's read it. So we have, it's titled Jackie and Lori. Okay, so Jackie and Lori are traveling out of state to San Antonio, Texas to spend the day at SeaWorld. Well, probably this is pre-COVID. Here's our first little information. We know that Jackie lives 50 miles closer to San Antonio than Lori. Okay. Jackie is driving at an average speed of 65 miles per hour. Okay. Lori drives at an average speed of 75 miles per hour. Got it? If Jackie and Lori leave at the same time and take the same route, how long will it take for Lori to catch up with Jackie? All right, so I'm gonna color coordinate. So I like things to kind of be one color and then anything else another color. So we have two girls. We have Jackie, I'm gonna put her in purple, and Lori, I will put her in this pretty blue. Okay, so they are both gonna travel to San Antonio. They're gonna go see Orca Wells. They're gonna go to SeaWorld in San Antonio, Texas. All right, so here is information. So it tells us that Jackie lives 50 miles closer to San Antonio than Lori. Okay, so she lives closer to San Antonio than Lori, right? So that means Lori is farther away by 50 miles. All right. And then the second bullet, Jackie drives at an average speed of 65 miles per hour. That's her speed. All right. Lori drives at an average speed of 75 miles per hour. All right. We got 65, we got 75. Okay. If Jackie and Lori leave at the same time and take the same route, how long will it take for Lori to catch up with Jackie? All right, so the first thing is we have to write the equation to represent the situation. Okay, so the first thing is we need to basically think, what expression can we write to represent the distance that Jackie drove or is going to drive? Okay, so let's work with Jackie first, right? We're gonna break it down by individual. So I'll fill this in a little bit. I'm gonna do work here on the side. Okay, so Jackie, right? Well, one thing we do know about Miss Jackie is she is driving at a rate of 65 miles per hour, right? And notice our question is, how long does it take for her to catch up? So we're looking for hours, right? Or time, rather, right? Because we don't know if it takes hours. I mean, it could take minutes, but honestly, probably not. So we're looking for the time it's going to take for them, for those two ladies to merge and be together and meet to drive to San Antonio to go spend the day at SeaWorld. Okay, so we're looking for time. So again, remember when I said that we can choose the variable that we want for your equation? You choose the variable to solve. So since we are looking for the time, right, this is the variable that I'm going to use. So we're looking for time. So this is going to be the variable I'm going to use. I'm going to use t. I'm going to use a lowercase t just so I know the variable, right? So now we can set it up here, right? We know that Miss Jackie, I'm going to do it in purple. It said I was going to color coordinate, and what do? I don't. She drives at 65 miles per hour, right? Okay. But the thing is, we're trying to find the time, right, that it is going to be that she's going to meet Miss Lori. So that's why I'm multiplying those two, right? Because I want to figure out, well, the distance times the time, right, that's going to be able to help us out to figure out when those two ladies are going to meet, right? So that's something we knew about Jackie, right? We know her speed. And we also know that Jackie lives about 50 miles closer to San Antonio than Lori. So she lives closer, right? So that means I will be adding that 50 miles to Miss Jackie's expression. So this is going to be, I'm going to box it. This is going to be on one side of the equal sign. 65t plus 50. That's going to be on one side. That's Jackie's expression. Okay, that's her information. Now we're going to go with Miss Lori. Lori, we only knew one thing about this girl. We know that she is driving at 75 miles per hour. So if we know her speed, again, we're looking for the time in which these two ladies are going to meet. Now we know her expression, right? That's the only thing they told us about Lori, that she is driving at 75 miles per hour. Okay, so that is her expression. So when we look at this information that they give us when we're writing these equations, what can we do? Well, again, the question was, if they leave at a certain time and take the same route, how long is that going to take us, right? So when we have equations, right, and when we think of the word equations, I kind of see something going on, right? The equal. And I think of equal sign, right? Basically, equations have an equal sign, okay? So now I'm going to start writing my situation here. Hopefully you have taken this down, or you're jotting it down, or it's in your head, or you're using the document that is on Schoology to kind of start typing on it, because I kind of want to get rid of some of this information. Okay, so I'm going to put up here Miss Jackie. She was in purple. We knew her speed, and we knew that she was 50 miles closer. And Miss Lori, we know her speed, right? So now that I know their information, now we took all of this and basically turned it into expressions. And then from there, we can turn it into an equation. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna start writing. So I'm gonna put on the left side of the equals, and I'm gonna do the equals in this pretty like canary yellow, okay? So I'm gonna go to the left side of the equals, and I'm gonna add Jackie's information. So I'm gonna put here 65t plus 50, okay? You know what, let me rewrite that because I kind of, it's too close. So I'm gonna start farther. There we go, 65t plus 50. So there was Jackie's expression, right? And now we'll go to Lori's. 75t. Okay, so now this is the expression. That's it. Okay, we went from a whole bunch of information that they gave us, and now we wrote it down mathematically as an equation. Remember, that was the first step. And now we're gonna figure out how long is that. So how long is it gonna take Lori to catch up with Jackie, right? Because Lori is 50 miles farther away from Miss Jackie, okay? So now that we have our equation, we can go and start solving for the variable, for the unknown. So that means we would rewrite this. And like I did on our paper yesterday, I like to put a little line right where the equal sign is, because what I do on one side of the equals, I'm going to do on the other side, because it has to be a balance, okay? Otherwise, it's not balanced and it won't work out, okay? You're not going to get the right answer. So notice I have one term on the right, but I have two terms on the left. So that means I'm going to take something from the left side and move it to the right side, okay? Because this has more terms than this guy. Notice I have our variable here and our variable here. So that means this is probably the term that I'm going to transfer over to the other side. All right. So it's a positive 65, and we always have to do the inverse or the opposite. So that means we will subtract 65 on both sides. 65 minus 65 gives us 0, which is what I want. I want this to cancel out. And we're left with 50 on the left side. And now I'm going to do this operation. 75t minus 65t, or just 75 minus 65. And we're going to keep the same variable. 75 minus 65 gives us 10. I'm just going to add the variable 10t. And now we have a simple one-step equation, right? I need to solve for the letter t, and we need to do opposite of multiplication because this is multiplying. So I'm going to divide both sides by 10. Awesome. And now I know that 10 divided by 10, I'm going to move this up here. And I know that 10 divided by 10 gives us t, right? Or just 1. And now I have 50 divided by 10. We all know that that's 5. But here's a little, I told you I was going to give you little shortcuts. If you ever have a 0 in the numerator and the 0 in the denominator, as long as you have a matching pair, you can kind of just cancel them out. And now you have 5 divided by 1, which gives us 5. So that means, question, how long does it take Lori to catch up with Jackie? And we're talking, remember up here, I think earlier I put time and it was hours, right? So that means it's gonna take Lori 5 hours to catch up with Jackie. Okay, so let me continue here. So we know that that is 5, right? Hold on, I want to kind of erase this little red thing there. Okay, good. And now I'm gonna write it as a sentence here. So we can put here, how long will it take Lori to catch up with Jackie? So we can put it will take, and I'm gonna abbreviate, it'll take Lori, no, I'll write it out. It'll take Lori 5 hours to catch up with Jackie. Okay, so we answered the question with an expression. We solved for the variable and we answered it in a complete sentence. Okay, so Lori and Jackie will meet after 5 hours of driving to get to San Antonio to go to SeaWorld. All right, so that was a little assignment that I had set up for today. So let me erase this so I can get to the other screen. All right, so like I said on this one, right, you guys are going to basically type here what we just did right now, and then you're going to go ahead and fill in this information. That's what I'm looking at, right, to see if you understand the problem. And then if we go back into this, you have an independent practice assignment in the week 4 Thursday folder, and then of course your exit ticket. We will continue with, I think we're going to do inequalities starting tomorrow. I think that's what we're going to do for Friday. All right, guys. So if you need anything from me, any help, if something is not enabled on Schoology, please send me a message or an email as soon as you can, because that means the rest of you are going to be stuck there too. Remember, please complete the information, the assignments. Good luck on your last your last map testing, which is reading. I will see you all on Monday, and look out for tomorrow's video and assignments as well. Bye guys, take care.